Welcome back. You're still watching the Citizen Explainer, and you're with the former Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria talking about matters corruption and, of course, the politics of the country. We have a former member of parliament who's telling us that actually it's not true that money changed hands to remove the then majority leader Aden Duale. But so I don't know what you have to say about that. But if that is the case, that money changes hands to remove someone from office, we've hosted different leaders here. From Senate, they said that up to 10 million shillings was paid to remove Rigathi Gachagua. At the National Assembly, some say 100,000 shillings to collect a signature. Was money used to remove Rigathi Gachagua from office?
You know, also, corruption is not a spectator game. So maybe I will not be privy to such bribery because, first of all, that was not part of my remit. Again, this whole discourse of generalization will lead to such kind of innuendo and speculation. Because, you know, if you cannot say for sure that it is corruption for this one, not the other one, so where is the line? That's why I am asking for scientific processes. Sorry,
Honorable Moses, were you aware when Rigathi Gachagua was being impeached?
Yes, I was aware. I mean, what do you mean?
Did you hear that signatures are being collected?
Of course, the signatures. Of course, you need signatures to impeach someone.
You were in government then?
Yes, I was in government. Yes,
you didn't hear anything about money changing hands?
I was an advisor. I was an advisor. Of course, I had things in the public domain. I had things in public domain.
That?
Yeah, that people are saying we have been given money. And you have got cases. I don't even know why you would try conjecture for something that is...
I'm asking you.
Have you asked John Meadow? The people, let's say, because this is not a spectator game, you need to ask those people who claim they were induced by money. And I can give you examples. John Meadow, Senator Fonyandarwa, Karungo Wadangwa.
They were given money?
So they say publicly, I'm not a media person. Yeah, you are the media person. They say publicly. So they say, we have got some self-confessed people, and you are digging from someone of guesswork.
I'm asking you because you sat in the executive.
Do you imagine that there's a meeting? First of all, that time I was an advisor, but it's okay, I was in the executive. Can you imagine there's a meeting? Excuse me, guys, agenda number 1, bribing of MPs. How many have you bribed today? Key performance indicator. Of course, you don't expect that there's something like that.
Sure, you know,
yeah. So how do you imagine it is done? I don't know. Am I naive? How do you imagine it is done? A whole meeting is done, and then people say, excuse me, how much are we going to bribe somebody to go?
You know, I don't know how it's done. I've not sat in parliament.
So let's say, even in the wildest of imagination, you don't imagine that if this thing was to happen, or if it happened, that it would happen in some broad something.
Yes.
You know? Yeah. It reminds me of that former minister called Chris Murungaru, who told one guy called Golsungu that assassinations don't happen like that, to an extent that even the rights of Golsungu would be privy to. So I would say the same, that if corruption is done to impeach people, it is not done in such a brazen way whereby a mere mortal like an advisor would be privy to.
Okay.
Sorry.
I see what you're trying to say, but let's talk about, because around June 2025, you gave an interview and said that one of the things I remember is that you would be the 6th president of the Republic.
Yes, I still hold that dream.
A month later, you're out of work.
Yes.
Did you resign or are you fired?
I resigned.
Why?
I resigned one day after Sabasaba, Sam. And I resigned because Sabasaba shattered me. Shattered me, totally. I was actually outside the country and I was on a flight coming. And I was even on the flight, because we had internet on the flight. I was coordinating on WhatsApp. Yeah. I would get information from some wonderful people in Roiro, Thika, and all these places, and then I would coordinate with security agencies. And then, you know, that day I remember, I think some places like Roiro, like Thika, like Kiserian. Some places I really used my access in government that time to stop it. Then. Ahead of all that mayhem, you know, I am known to a lot of business people. The people who sell supermarkets were burnt and all that kind of thing. So I really talked to them and I really felt them. And by the way, you know, you look at these things as, for example, Maguna supermarket. Are you aware that the things which are inside there are not necessarily Magunas? There's somebody who has taken a stock on what we call consignment to be sold.
Right.
So the impact was so huge. So the following day, I asked some people, people in both sides. I talked to people in the opposition. I asked them, what is this? It is said that it is you people who are organizing the mayhem. Why organize violence against our own people? They told me it is not me, it is government. And then I talked to people in government, in all the levels, including the president himself. I told them, Mr. President, the opposition people are claiming that it is government people who are doing all this destruction. And the president almost took the Bible. Then I asked myself, where am I? Is it government which is right, or is it opposition which is right? And I found myself in that unfortunate situation. I don't know who to believe. Yeah? I don't know. You know, I said, okay, let me just sit on that pedestal whereby I can be able to see things much more clearly, because in any case, that Magunas, that county supermarket in Muranga, does it matter whether it is Wamonyoro people or government people who are burning the supermarket? It wouldn't matter less for those people. Okay. So I said, look, there comes a time when some of us, you know, have to start somewhere where really you can be able to answer every question that your conscience asks you.
Let's take a look at a post you released on X on the 7th of July. This was on the day of Sabasaba. You wrote that no Gen Z died today, only criminal looters. Well done, Kip Murkomen, ensure zero Gen Z and maximum criminal fatalities. You see... That's the same day you met the president.
You see, no, the following day. You see the information was flowing fast and furious. Yeah. Information was flying fast and furious. And some of the cases, you can imagine people storming a police station. Can those be Gen Zs? Whatever happened in Kikuyu and Dagoretti and all that.
So you call for total fatalities of...
What I believe is that kind of organized something, it is easy to look at it from the fatalities point of view. But it is also important that you look at it from the point of view of the business owners. Yeah? And is it wrong to separate criminals from peaceful protesters? But is there something logically wrong?
You are an advisor.
Yeah? Is there something logically wrong from saying this one is a criminal and this one is a by the way, I start with that. If you can be able to even have a detector, a metal detector, that this is a genuine protester whose rights are enshrined and protected under the Constitution, fine. But people who go to maim, people who go to destroy property, do you know how much do you know the pain of those people and their business? Do you know, forget about their businesses. Look at it from the jobs. Aren't the human rights of those people who lost jobs in Moya, the people who lost jobs in Nyeri? And for me, it does not matter. It doesn't matter whether it is a government or it is opposition. It really doesn't matter.
So when on the day you made that decision, you said it's the 8th of July. How was that meeting with the president?
Well, on the 8th of July, I went and told the president, it is hazy right now, and I feel like I need to have my head out there to be able to look at things more clearly, and really be neutral in this conversation so that truth can be able to come out. Because when you have got
and he agreed with you?
Well, can someone make you work by force?
Because there are claims that you actually fired.
But I said, why are there claims where I have said something in writing? Do you have my firing letter?
I'm asking, I mean...
no, you should have a kidogo intelligent conversation, because where I have said in writing that I have resigned, I put even online my resignation letter.
Which you sent to the Chief of Staff.
Yeah, Chief of Staff.
Yes.
You now come and claim I was fired. Me, I have got two things. I have got my social media message to say I have resigned, and I have got my actual resignation. You want to come here and ask me a question and you want me to respond, and you have nothing.
No, I'm asking you.
No, but why, when I have got hard evidence, you cannot ask me unless you say, there is this document, there is this letter, there is this firing letter. I think that is...
that because...
No, that is abuse of studio time.
In this country,
that's abuse of studio
in this country, Honorable Moses Kuria, there are people who've been asked to resign.
Okay, simple answer then, so that we don't debate all of that. Yeah. I was not fired, and I was not asked to resign. Okay. And the president actually regretted the fact that I resigned. He really regretted.
How so? There's no document to show that?
No, I'm saying from my conversation with him, he regretted the fact that, I mean, it was unfortunate, as in his words. You know, he told me it is your decision, but it's unfortunate.
So where are you now?
I'm a private citizen.
Politically?
Well, politically, you know, I'm a political animal. We are getting to 23 months before the next general elections.
Yeah.
So obviously, every politician in the field is going to be active for the next 23 months, and I'm no exception.
I'm asking that question because, Moses, you sacrificed your political party, Chama cha Kazi.
No, I did not sacrifice.
What did you do?
No, I did not sacrifice. We are just a member of the Kenya Kwanza coalition.
So that decision that was taken, I think it was late 2022 or early 2023, what was it?
No, we were having that suggestion and members refused.
Suggestion to?
To fold the party. Remember that time there was all this hurabaro about folding parties. Musalia folded his party. Myself and Wetangula and some people were saying, no, we're not going to fold our parties. And it was a democratic decision.
So Chama cha Kazi is still operational?
It's still there, it's operational.
I'm asking that because if you look at the other political parties, so let's start with Ford Kenya, that was in a coalition with UDA. They still have their leader as the speaker.
Yes.
The party led by Amason Kingi,
yes.
They still have Amason Kingi as the speaker.
Yes.
The party led by former speaker Justin Muturi,
yes.
Democratic Party. Muturi is out, but Honorable Ruto is there as a representative of DP. If you look at ANC, yes, merged, but Musalia Mudavadi is still the Prime Cabinet Secretary.
Yes.
There's nobody from Chama cha Kazi.
Absolutely.
In cabinet.
Yes, there's no one in cabinet.
Why?
That's true.
How did that happen?
Well, it is up to the appointing authority. Now, how can you ask me now?
No, because you had an agreement with the party leader of UDA.
Yeah, well, but Kenya is like that. Some agreements are honored, some are not honored. I cannot claim to be having a postal address in heaven. I live on this earth, and betrayals do happen.
Betrayals?
Yes.
So why were you removed as a cabinet secretary? Was any explanation ever given?
No, never. Never.
Did you ever speak to the president about that?
How can I? Why would I be entitled to ask? Did I speak to him when he appointed me? Did I tell him, you know, so...
Because your party entered into a coalition with the president.
Well, let me put it this way, Sam Gituku.
Yeah.
The much I want to say about this issue. Nobody, since Julius Gikonyo Kiano, Nicholas Biwott, and Mukisa Kitui, has ever made a stab at industrializing this country as Moses Kuria when he was Minister for Trade. That's a fact. That will go down on record. Yeah? Nobody tried to reform, for example, NYS and all that, like the way I tried to reform and that kind of thing. For the 20 months that I was in cabinet, I'm very proud. I look back with a lot of pride and I walked with my head high.
Yes.
And I sleep sound. I sleep very sound. I sleep very sound. But I'm also a firm believer that I don't have to be in government for me to be able to make positive change in society. I am making positive change in my own humble way, even outside government. You know, the topics that mean something to me, how we can be able to modernize.
And I saw your statement, what I would call a self-appraise of the work that you had done in government for 30 months. And every phrase you say, I did my best.
Absolutely.
But the appointing authority didn't see that.
Well, it's unfair to ask me that. And the appointing authority also grants regular interviews to media. May I respectfully suggest that you ask that question to him? That's
fine. When you were removed, members that campaigned against your appointing authority joined government. This is ODM. Today there's a pact, ODM and UDA. What do you think about that?
I think I made my comment yesterday in public. You saw that tweet that I put in there. Talking about the Dr. Agnes Zani's committee, I am vehemently opposed. I'm vehemently opposed because maybe the other points, which could be a gentleman's agreement between Raila Odinga and William Ruto, okay, I'm okay with the 9 points, except the NADCO one. Because NADCO, first of all, if it's personal, it should have been PADCO,
What is that?
Yeah, personal, dialogue committee.
But
now it's NADCO, meaning it is national.
Yes.
It's not personal. It's not between Raila Odinga and William Ruto. So I would have expected, broad-based in the true sense of the word, whereby the whole society is, because we may end up in a referendum out of the issues in that NADCO thing. And by the way, if there's one thing I would want to see go to the referendum, even though the threshold of going for referendum is not met, it is the issue of CDF, NGCDF. Why? Because I am very certain, from where I see it as a former member of parliament, that we are asking the wrong people. It is not between Raila Odinga and members of parliament. It should be about the people. Go and ask the people. I would want this issue to go to referendum. And you know what? By 99%, people, Kenyans will say they want NGCDF to stay.
Right.
Why? Because NGCDF is the only fund devolved. Don't get lost with Baba's definition of devolved. It is splitting hairs. It's neither here nor there. Because it is the only devolved pool of money that has got no operational cost. That has got no OPEX, It has got no operational expenses. It does not buy vehicles. It does not hire people. So every shilling goes directly to the people. It is all CAPEX plus bursaries. All CAPEX, whether you are building classrooms, police posts and all that, plus the only non-CAPEX thing there is bursaries for our unprivileged population. So the people, I know the people of Gatundu South, who has served for 10 years as member of parliament, would vote to keep the NGCDF.
Yet the courts have consistently said that the constituency is not a service delivery unit.
Precisely why I'm saying that. Let's take it to the people.
No.
The people are more supreme than the Supreme Court.
Which is fine.
The people are more supreme than the Supreme Court.
If the judiciary is to read the Constitution
as it is, Sam, as it is, Supreme Court is right. And that's why I'm saying, because I know where the pulse of the nation is on this particular issue. I know where the people are on this particular issue. I would prefer a situation whereby that issue is taken to the referendum. Hence, why I'm saying that NADCO cannot be a personal dialogue or something. It has to be national. It has to be broad-based, and we have to involve all the parties. And it is a mistake I saw my good friend and brother and boss Uhuru Kenyatta make in his second term. Whereby you believe that as long as we have got, I think people are using. There are two people who are misusing. My good friend Baba, my very good friend Baba, is being misused by two people. The first category of people, they view him as, I don't know if you remember that medicine called Muams or Muarubaini. One that can cure all diseases, As long as you have Baba, you think, you can cut corners, you can do this. No. Society has changed. That reality is about to crumble.
That person include President William Ruto? I'm
just saying many people they like to use Baba, even people who want seats, even people from his backyard who says, as long as Baba is there, we are going to have an easy ride to parliament.
Does that include President
That's number one.
Ruto?
Number two.
Does that include President William Ruto?
Give me the whole list, then I can pick who.
No.
Don't take me that. Don't take me that direction.
The reason I'm asking that, because we are talking about ODM-UDA pact.
Yes, and I'm just saying. I am warning UDA that I'm not a member of UDA, so it is within my province to warn UDA, to caution, not to warn, to caution UDA. Let me be soft. To caution UDA that Baba is not Muams and Baba is not Muarubaini. Baba cannot cure all diseases in the southern hemisphere. No, that's number one. Number two, some other people called governors. Please stop using Baba as an influencer. I know we are building the creative economy, but there are some people even from his views of saying, please don't, at the Senate, don't summon governors. Tangurini, something that is so clear in the Constitution. And I suspect governors are using Baba as an influencer. Baba is our statesman, he's not your influencer.
For what?
For all those policy changes, like our digital influencer, for example, or a poster boy or something like that. No, Baba is our statesman. Stop using Baba as your influencer. Leave influencers to other people who are in that creative.
So now that you're cautioning UDA, when did you learn about this caution?
No, my friend. I've been very consistent on these things. You go back to everything I posted. And I've talked about even why I'm supporting having a referendum as a seventh ballot. yeah, is because we tried with handshake. Yeah? We try all these fragile things. We started with Moi, cooperation. We came with Nani, Kibaki, what were you calling it? The Grand Coalition, Nusumkeka, Nusumkate, Nusu whatever. Yeah? We came to Uhuru Kenyatta, handshake. We came now to William Ruto, broad-based. Now you want Moses Kuria another something, you know. So we can't keep on like this. And each of all those things, from cooperation to Grand Coalition, from the cooperation to Grand Coalition, to handshake, to broad-based, invariably, as sure as day follows night, lives are lost. So do you want to wait for another wave now? Or do you want to seize this opportunity to say...
Moses, why are you saying this now? You advised the president for...
I have been saying this.
Months.
On economic matters, my friend. I don't know why you are taking me through that tunnel vision. I have been saying my personal views. You are taking me through a tunnel vision because my personal views, even when I was in government, I've been talking about let us stop this culture of artificial solutions and go for a comprehensive, radical solution that works. That's why, to some extent, I regret that BBI was politicized. I regret that BBI, we didn't have a commonality or vision as a country. We didn't have a national consensus on BBI the same way we had on the 2010 Constitution. If we had the same level of national consensus around BBI, maybe some of these, maybe by that time around BBI, maybe this broad-based would not have happened. Because this is just another artificial something to merge something together. And I'm saying, I'm hearing some people talk about 1 term, 2 term. Yeah? Can we have the long-term movement? Long-term movement.
Long-term movement.
Yeah? So people who are saying, I don't care, even that 1 term will come to an end. Even the 2 terms will come to an end. Can we just stand with Kenya long-term? Whereby we can be able to predict, with some certainty, what is going to happen within our lifetime. And what is going to happen even when we are not on this earth.
So earlier this morning, you said in a post on X, among many other things, you said that sadly what I saw yesterday was an otherwise promising national moment being reduced to a dowry paid by UDA to ODM. Not even other constituent parties in both Azimio and Kenya Kwanza were consulted. We are treading on a trodden path littered with corpses like BBI. The last chapter of NADCO will be a replica of BBI.
Yeah. So that's what happens.
Dowry payment, what is that?
No, that's what happens.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say anything, even what you think I'm not saying. That's what happens when there's no national consensus. There was nothing inherently wrong with BBI. BBI has had some wonderful things. What was wrong with BBI was lack of national consensus. And what I'm saying here, it is that, one, if NADCO does not have a broad-based consensus as a country, by people who like you, and people who don't like you. Yeah? People who like you and who don't like you, we must all agree on something. This is not about ODM and UDA. That's what the point I'm saying. And I'm saying UDA cannot use NADCO process to create some sort of an electoral machine for 2027. Because Uhuru Kenyatta tried it with the BBI, tried to make an electoral machine for 2022. It backfired. This one will backfire also.
At the same time, like you're saying, there's 1 term and 2 term. On this other end, like we see, Kipchumba Murkomen is preparing to receive Rigathi Gachagua by talking to the security agencies to be ready just in case of chaos. And if that happens, there will be an arrest. What do you see with the politics after impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, where we are?
Well, let me give some historical perspective. Because I've been in this studio with you, with Yvonne, with so many people talking about Rigathi Gachagua when we were serving in government. And I pointed out the mistakes of Rigathi Gachagua, which I would still tell him today. I don't have a problem with Rigathi Gachagua. I just have 3 major points of departure with Rigathi Gachagua. Yeah? Of course, one of them is, at this age and time, we cannot live the politics as we used to live in the 90s. It is time, everything has got a shelf life. And everything is finite, including tribalism, road tribalism and all that. I believe from the bottom of my heart, and that's my view, that even me, maybe there's a time I could have been accused of tribalism and all that. Granted, but every angel has a past and every sinner has a future. So there comes a time when you see this one cannot continue selling. Yeah, there comes a time when you stop that one and you say, no, this one is not tenable anymore. And for me, politics that revolves around tribe has got no space in this country. Of course, I've got other problems with him, like, he's trying now to come up with this dictatorship within my region where you say, if you're not with the DCP, you are Kasongo, you are whatever. So, like somebody appointed him a prefect, yeah? But other than that, I believe that Rigathi Gachagua has every right, yeah, to practice his politics in the best way you know how, as long as he is not contravening the law. And I think it behoves upon Kipchumba Murkomen. I have heard him say that they have got information to believe that Rigathi Gachagua wants to commit some crimes, or some people want to commit some crimes around it. I think it is a thin line between political rights of Mr. Rigathi Gachagua, which I would defend to my death, but also that because this country does not belong to only politicians, we need to carry out our politics in such a way whereby, and some of the, they say violence begets violence, and equally hate begets hate. Because when with that kind of rigiji politics, unfortunate politics on that front, you see now it is becoming the national currency. You heard what Aden Duale, and I called him out. You heard what Aden Duale said in Barambara over the weekend, that, some community, they think they are special. We are going back to 2007. We are treading on very dangerous line, and whereby leaders don't know. We did not just arrive here. We came from somewhere. There's a process. Yeah, we don't just come here. We don't find ourselves here. We have come from somewhere. When you mention 207 like it's just something like that, it means so many other things. Maybe to add, and I did talk to him. I engaged him because he's my good friend. Yeah. I engaged him on one-to-one. I told him, look, one, you are not just a normal person. You are a very elevated cabinet minister. Who, when people see you, they see this government. You are a privileged person. And two, the whole thing of, 207, because it reminds, for you, maybe he was saying, oh, Musalia was together with Raila and Ruto and Duale in 207. Maybe that's what he means, the political formation, as he also explained to me. But, people who are, killed in burnt forest, do you think they will see it that way? Do you think they will see it as just a political formation? So these things, even from a subliminal, state of the mind, it means it invokes many memories to so many things. And by the way, let me tell you something. I've been talking to people. I've been doing also research. When you see me in the country quiet, I talk to people. Sisemi kusikiza ground, but I talk to people a lot. And that kind of posturing by the rights of Duale, Kamket, Mandago, my good friend Dan Wanyama, I saw Osoro, say the same thing. That thing what? So that thing of corrective condemnation of one community, as if Rigathi Gachagua is all the 10 million people. Do you know, and I said it on Twitter, on X the other day, do you know what will be the unintended consequence after I talk to people? This is what my people are telling me. My people are telling me in 2027, in 2022, they voted for William Ruto close to 4 million votes, Mount Kenya region. They voted for Raila Odinga 1.2 million votes. There is, by the projections done, that vote would have grown to 6 million votes in 2027. They are telling me, and I'm talking about ordinary people. Yeah? The other day we went around Muranga villages with Governor Kangata, talking to people, because I said I want someone to be as a witness. So we went around Muranga with Kangata, listening to people. They are telling me in 2027, these 6 million votes, they'll put in one basket. They'll give one person. One person, I don't know who it is, but they'll give one person because of these kind of statements from Duale. And they say, what will they ask for that 6 million votes? They are telling me we don't want to be president. We don't want to be deputy president. Neither do we want to be prime cabinet secretary.
What do they want?
They just want a country that works. They will give their vote for nothing. For nothing. They will not ask for anything.
What's your sample size?
Yeah? No, it's quite expansive. I am a statistician, my friend.
What's your sample size?
I'm a socio-scientist and I'm a statistician.
What's your
If you want
size?
me to complete the scientific study, I can, and you can even commission one here for you as Citizen.
What's your sample size?
Citizen TV. Yeah? My friend, I am a politician. I have been allowed politics.
No doubt, you're a politician.
I have been in presidential campaign since Matiba, Marlborough House in 1992. 1997 with Kibaki, 02 with Kibaki, 07 with Kibaki, 13 with Uhuru Kenyatta, 17 with Uhuru Kenyatta, 22 with William Ruto. I am not one to see mirages. I'm not one to have broad political vision.
Do you have a sample size?
Yeah?
Do you have a sample size?
No, it's expansive, and I'm telling you there's a team that is working on...
That's not statistics.
Well, I am not... do you know, I can give you the number of Ajara Abido if you want to convert me to an opinion poll company. I am a politician who has got my pulse on the ground.
Research.
No, yes, but you can't ask me about sample size for my... I did not say that I went there and I say margin of error. I said those ones. Those ones, I'm not your pollster. No, you can go and ask Abido or Tifa to do for you a proper research.
I am speaking
to prove me to prove me right or to disapprove me. So let me what I'm telling you, as someone who understands my region, and I speak to them in a language which clearly they cannot mistake. They are telling me, in their basic language, which, if it's not English.
That's a symbol of DCP party.
Yeah? No, so we now cut our ears because of DCP. No, let's not be petty.
The point I'm making here is you cannot purport to be speaking on behalf of 6 million.
I'm not speaking on their behalf. I'm saying, okay, let me phrase it this way. I don't know whether you went to language school. For the people I have talked to, from my region, across several counties, they are telling me for how much they are feeling they are under siege from the likes of Duale, Kamkati, and all these people. In 2027, they will put all their 6 million votes, give to one person, tell someone that we have given you a gift of 6 million votes, either ujitafutie hizo zingine, na usitupatie kitu. Don't give us a presidency.
And the people you're talking about, these are people you worked with up until July 8th.
No, I'm talking about the people on the ground.
No, yes, I heard that.
Yeah?
I'm talking about the people you're speaking against their sentiments.
So what?
You worked with them until July 8th.
So what?
Did you ever belong?
So what? So what? I have always called out what is wrong. I've always called out my cabinet colleagues. I've always spoken out. Sam, you cannot corner me on that one.
I'm not cornering you. That's not the business of this interview.
I've always spoken my mind, especially on issues which I consider to be of existential threat for the peace and stability of this nation, like whatever came from Aden Duale.
Was there a team?
Sorry?
Was there a team that you worked in when you were served in government? Because when you appear so, your views are so contrast totally different from what others are doing. What happened?
No.
Where did you shift?
We differ on specific issues.
Yeah.
We can I come here and scream? I have been in this studio talking about Shah, and Shah is still a good thing. I support Aden Duale on Shah. It's a wonderful thing. I believe in the affordable housing project. It's a wonderful thing. So we agree on specific issues, and it's a healthy part of our democracy for us to disagree on things which are, for me, I feel strongly about. Yeah.
And the people you're speaking about that will put their votes in one basket, what do they say about Shah?
Well, first of all, give credit where it is due. Despite the many challenges, and I'm very proud of the work that I did in government around Shah, when it was very problematic. My friend, I was here with the JF when it was very, very problematic. And I said we are going to bend the curve, So I'm very proud that now Shah is fairly stable. I just get feedback people have been paid for. Because this Shah will not go home with William Ruto, 1 term or 2 term or whatever. Obama did not go home with Obamacare. It is part of what you safeguard for the future of the country. And I think for me, I have got the minimum threshold of honesty for me to be able to say what works, and what doesn't work. Yeah? So it's not about, are you agreeing with that team? No. How can you agree on everything? There are things we agreed on. There are things we work together. There are things I was part of. But there are things that I cannot stand, whether I am in government or out of government.
Okay.
Maybe now I am more free to be able to take on people like Duale and all that kind of thing. Maybe now I'm more free. And that's why I thank God for this opportunity to be able to have better clarity and to be able to speak my mind without encumbrances.
What does that mean? That you have better clarity now?
No, what I'm saying is, working in government was also limiting in some way. Yeah, because, some things you cannot be able to point out. I'm just saying I'm enjoying my freedom. Freedom is sweet.
And when you say them?
So?
When you point out things that you don't agree with, what would happen? No, then, when you served?
Well, it was a constrained environment. I'm not sure the last time you talked something very negative about Royal Media Service. Maybe I didn't see that. I didn't.
When you reflect on your service, do you have any regrets?
Well, I regret that I didn't complete my program to industrialize this country. Since independence, 32 out of 47 counties have never seen an industry of one form or the other. Because, you know, our thinking was driven by the sessional paper number 10 of 1965, that you can pick some few areas of Kenya and develop them because they are more productive, or there is better ROI, return on investment. Yeah. And I came to reverse that old thinking. And that's why I went all over the country starting the industrial parks. Sadly, after I left, you know, the dream was not taken. I understand nowadays have been renewed focus on those kind of things. But the fact that I didn't get enough opportunity to implement my thoughts about industrializing this country, providing quality jobs, sustainable jobs, real empowerment for our young people. Real empowerment. Real empowerment is not this charade of beans and that kind of thing that is going on. Real empowerment is giving those people jobs. So
the current one is about...
it's a charade. I went to three of them, honestly speaking.
No, there was one at State House. You saw it.
I'm just saying, personally, I went to three of them out of curiosity. Yeah. I went for one in Duberi, in Kiambu. I went for one in Muranga, a place called Kigumu. And I went for one, I can't remember, in Kabete. And I said I will never go for those things again. Because, you know, now, maybe we could have done those things when we were looking for government. Now we have government. And we say, you know, we have got opportunity now to craft real solutions that will provide long-term, sustainable, quality jobs for our young people.
You know, that's interesting because just the other day, the president was at State House hosting thousands of young people, giving out plastic chairs, tents, water tanks, car washing machines. And he said this is part of the manifesto to empower the young people to find opportunities.
That version of empowerment is not the one I share. And I'm not saying it's wrong. This is not a multiple choice question.
And you are the advisor on economics.
Yes, and you know what I was doing on economics, my friend. You know what I was doing on economics.
This was not
it was
part
clear.
of that.
No, that was not part of that. It is not part of my version of that economics. My economics is based on investment, on trade, on industrialization, on creating real jobs, yeah, on looking at the service sectors and areas like business process outsourcing, in using the power of AI to uplift our young people and all that kind of thing. I have got very distinct version of my own, the way I see empowerment. It's not that one. So does it mean that it's wrong?
No. Whose advice was that, if it wasn't from...
Well, as I said, that the president grants interviews freely. The next time you are there, please do let me know.
Talk to me about, now that you're out of government, you're saying that you're free. Anything you're doing economically? No,
I mean, I'm focusing on the topics that mean something to me, especially on AI. AI is, I'm a big enthusiast of AI. And also, I plan to start doing talking, global talking.
Global talking?
Yeah.
About what?
About topical global issues.
Like what?
You know, like the financial reform of the world institution, like how to industrialize the global south, like green investment, like all that kind of thing, like, you know, African trade integration, you know. Those are topics that, you know, still I have got a passion for, and I want to gallivant the world speaking about them. So the next time you see me speaking from some other capital somewhere, it is in line with that line of saying that because I was exposed to the global space when I was you know, in trade, I want to further that.
And politically, any intentions?
Of course, I've done my part in the executive, so 2027 I'm going for elective politics.
Elective politics. Yes. What's it?
It's still too early to tell. This country, by the way, so many things will change.
Which political party?
Of course, I have my political party.
Chama cha Kazi?
Yes.
You once spoke about that the Mount Kenya region should be united under Uhuru Kenyatta and the...
No, Uhuru Kenyatta has a role to play in our region. He has a role to play. You know, yesterday I had my good friend Kimani Ichung'wah call Sabina Chege the leader of Jubilee. No, he's not. She's not. I mean, Uhuru Kenyatta is still the leader of Jubilee. And I believe that it is our right, it's our inherent right as a region to be able to do a confederacy, yeah, a confederation, yeah, of the parties from that region, for us to have even some, consensus around the issue that mean a lot to our people. It's the same thing I see. Even Musalia was in ANC, now UDA, and Wetangula. They always talk about their issues, even if they are from. So actually, the Ruya Nation is the best example of that confederacy that I'm talking about. So for a very liberal people like Mount Kenya people, to imagine that people can be able to fit into one, no, it is unfathomable, and so therefore, Uhuru Kenyatta and his Jubilee people have space. Moses Kuria and Chama cha Kazi, we have space. Rigathi Gachagua and DCP, they have space.
So are you looking for a national seat or local level?
I'm saying it is too early to tell something to come.
Will you support President William Ruto in 2026? It
is too early to tell. Do you know whether he wants?
What?
Has he told you he's going to be a candidate?
He's talking about it.
Yeah, really? Has he asked for...
He has been admitting
so let him,
when the slogan is...
Let him...
You haven't heard that?
Let him become a candidate. Let's not talk about... let's not buy diapers for a child who is not born, Let him become a candidate, then we have that one. All I know is that there's going to be... what about if I'm the candidate? Would you still ask me whether I am going to support William?
Yes, you said you're too early to decide what...
Exactly. So ask me. Let's keep talking, man. I'll come for your vote, one way or the other. Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Thank you.
So I have to thank you for making time for us. There was another just one part that I want us to talk about. While you served in office, and you were not always the kindest of persons to interact with.
Really?
Yes.
Where have you been living, my friend?
There are things you've said about media houses.
No. Yes, and what have media houses said about other people?
No. I'm talking about...
No. Wait a minute.
You spoke about a media house.
Media houses...
Do you have any regrets?
No, I have no regrets. Media houses should be taken with the same level of scrutiny like the rest of us are taken. I come here, you ask me a question. Yeah? Media is not above being questioned. I come here, you ask me all sorts of questions.
Which is fine.
Yeah? So equally...
What you posted were insults. Not questioning.
No. Like, we can go there and talk about all the fake headlines we go through every day. So who is going to be the Caesar's wife? Who is going to say that they are clean? Media? Church?
You even threatened that you're going to take away advertising. And you're going to take action against government officers who took adverts to a certain media house.
And I think some of those things are still there. I think it comes with the territory. But Romans 3 verse 23, for all have sinned and have fallen short of the glory of the Lord, including the media.
Do you have any regrets? I mean,
I have zero regrets.
Okay.
The media is not above reproach. The media is not above criticism. The same way they call us, they hold us to account, the same way they ask us questions, it is only fair that all of us set ourselves, open ourselves to that kind of scrutiny. Honorable
Moses Kuria, thank you so much for making time for us to have this conversation, and all the best with your plans moving forward. That has been the former Cabinet Secretary, Moses Kuria, speaking to us about what he has been up to and also what he thinks about the country where it is. We'll be sampling some feedback later on the show. But for now, we take a short break. When we come back, we have business and sports news. Stay tuned.